How's it going, guys? So we're back for another game. This time we're going to St James Park up in the northeast. It's not a happy playground for us. Well, it hasn't been in the recent history, especially since Arteta's been manager. I don't know what it is with St James Park, but he just can't seem to get his hands on it. We won there 2-0 a few years ago, but other than that, there's not been many memorable memories for us up in the northeast. So what I want to start off with by saying is, look, the games are coming thick and fast. We've just played the Carabao Cup. We've had a couple of days rest. We prepare on Saturday and today. And then on Sunday we go and we try and get the 3 points. We don't need to look at what Liverpool do, but more than likely they'll avoid a defeat. So chances are, if we don't get a win, it could be curtains already. We could be drawing the curtains already, and it's not even October. And that doesn't sound good at all, does it? So look, we'll get into the preview. We'll go into what we believe the team sheet should be. We'll go into Newcastle's team, and we'll go into the head-to-head as well. So let's get into it. Now, don't forget, Newcastle played on Wednesday just like we did in the Carabao Cup. And they did make a few changes. Although they made a few changes, a lot of those players that played on Wednesday is more than likely going to be playing on this Sunday. Ramsdale played though, so that was his first game for Newcastle. Obviously, Pope's going to be coming back in on Sunday. They had Kraft, Thor, the former AC Milan player, Botman and Hall. So Dan Burn had a bit of a rest. Joe Linton played, Bruno Jimenez played, and Miley. So Tonali had a bit of a rest. Elanga played, Osula and Gordon. Obviously, their centre forward, Voltemada or something like that, he's going to be playing. And they're going to be trying to, win those headers in the middle of the pitch, and especially set pieces. They're going to try and play this fucking dirty tactic football that we get accused of playing. Newcastle will be all over it this Sunday, and they're going to try and, hurt us and stop us from penetrating them through the middle and the wide. And they're normally successful in doing that. So, look, this season, last season at St James Park, it was Isak who scored from that header. I remember it. It was quite early on in the game. Gordon crossed it in. I think he took Skelly, was it on? And then he crossed it in, and Isak headed it in. So Isak's not there this Sunday, but they have got a lot of good replacements and a lot of good players around that position that could hurt us, especially Elanga and Gordon down the flanks. So our defence has got to be on their A game, A+ game even. So look, they're going to have a few more players coming in, like I said, Tonali, Pope, Voltemada, Dan Burn. But look, if you look at them individually, they don't look the best, and it's like, why should we, come out of a defeat there? It's the team, the defensive unit as a team, and the way Eddie Howe's got them playing. They are a difficult team to break down, and we don't normally go there and, put them under the cosh. So it's going to be hard, but we've got to just go for it. We have to get the 3 points. There's no questions about it. Now, if you look at the head-to-head recently, we'll go through the last 8 all competitions. Obviously, 2 of those last season was in the Carabao Cup. Most recently, in May, towards the end, we beat them 1-0. I cannot remember that game whatsoever. I really can't. I think it's because we were soaked in the upset of the Champions League and all that. Like, these games just went rapidly with no second thought. We won 1-0. Before that, the League Cup semi-finals, we should have beat them, but we was awful. Especially in the first leg when they won 2-0, and then it was game over. And then they beat us 2-0 at St James Park anyway. Before that, they beat us as well 1-0, like I was talking about that Isak goal. So they beat us 3 times in the space of like 3-4 months last season. Before that, we beat them 4-1 at Emirates, 24th of February 2024. We should have beat them like 6-7-1. Shang Tsung was taking souls that day. And then we lost 1-0, won 2-0, and drew 0-0. So in the last 8 games, we've played 6 Prem games. We've won 1, 2, 3 out of 6. So we've won the last 3 out of 6, which is a 50% win rate. We need to make that, 4 out of 7, hopefully tomorrow. So the recent history, it's not the best. It's not the worst, but it is really bad though. Looking at all those L's, especially those 3 last season, you don't want to have records like that against Newcastle and any sort of team. So we'll have to put that right on Sunday. It's a huge game, and like I said, if we do even think about playing, to not lose the game, then Arteta's got the questions have got to be asked. The serious questions have got to be asked, and they've got to put him under pressure. I would like to see him under pressure from everyone involved, because it's not right that we have this squad and we could possibly be 8 points behind. It's not acceptable. And Arteta ultimately has put him under that pressure by not going attackingly in the first half against Man City. Same with Liverpool. If he brought the substitutions on around the 50th, 60th minute, we could have won that game as well. And we could have been here sitting. A draw is okay. It's good enough away to St James Park. But it's not. It's the opposite. We need to win. Now the lineup. I mean, this is always the most interesting bit of every preview, because everyone's lineup is different. But recently, a lot of Arsenal fans have wanted and cried out for a similar starting 11, which Arteta seems to not want to put out, and he doesn't want to experiment it. I mean, he's even experimented with like Partey at right back and stuff like that, but he wouldn't play Eze in his rightful position when we need him. So look, David Raya plays in net, best goalkeeper in the league for me at the minute. On the right, it's Timber. These two players obviously rested the full game. The centre-back, Saliba has to play. He's played 90 minutes or whatever in the midweek. And I think because he's played against City as well, that momentum, he'll be up for it. And just like Mosquera should have played against City, this time Saliba has to play against Newcastle, because he's got that rhythm. He's found that rhythm. He's had 2 games under his belt, and his body's ready to go again. So Saliba and Gabriel. Gabriel rested during the week as well. So did Calafiori. So that back 5 almost is proper refreshed, apart from Saliba, but he needed the game time. So that back 5 is as good as you're going to get. Zubimendi plays. He had a rest as well. And then it's Rice, obviously has to play. But to me, Rice recently, other than those Champions League performances and towards the end of the season, obviously he got a lot of goal contributions last season as well, playing in that attacking left-sided 8 role. For me, Declan Rice, I know he got a lot of goal involvements last season, but this season he may not get all those goal involvements. He's got to help out Zubimendi because it's his first season. And even if he doesn't get those goal involvements, he's got to be there for the last-ditch tackles, those last-minute winners, like away to Luton and away to, against Man United. He's got to contribute like that. He's got to break up play. He's got to go on these attacking runs, start some of the presses, double up on the defence, offer support for Odegaard. He's got a lot to do. If he's not going to get the goal contributions, he's got to tick all the other boxes like Havertz does. Maybe he doesn't get all the goal contributions, but his work rate around generally, he ticks all the boxes. That's what Rice has got to do, because for me, a 105 million player, he's got to offer more now. It's not okay to just rest on your laurels. You've won fuck all at Arsenal, and your career's not long. So get your act together, the lot of you, and go and win this game. So in the number 10 position, is Odegaard going to be back? I think he will be, but I don't know if he's available to start. Now, for me, Merino doesn't start this game. If we won against Man City and we got a draw against Liverpool, I wouldn't have minded putting Merino to play it safe and, to not lose the game. And that's not being negative. That's knowing you've almost got maximum points, and then we could get another point away to St James Park, and that's 6 games, tough games, done. Then we go on a massive winning streak. But because it's not like that, unfortunately, we need to play Eze. We need to go for the win, and then Merino could possibly come on in the end to tighten it up and, like Pep, go with 5 at the back, 5 in the middle, whatever. But we need that early goal. Even not early, even if it's 0-0 at half-time, it's all right. It's not the end of the world. So Eze starts for me. Up front, it's Gyökeres, who unfortunately isn't looking the best at the minute, but he's got to still play because he is our centre-forward, and this is what we've bought him for. Havertz is injured. Martinelli can play there, but the way Newcastle are going to play defensively with a low block, I don't think Martinelli will find the space. So we need that Tiger's instinct in the box. So Gyökeres plays. On the left, it's Martinelli. There's no questions about that. Who's sending me a message? I can read that later. So Martinelli on the left, and then Victor Gyökeres. And then on the right, do we play Saka or do we play... Well, obviously, Madueke is injured. We can't play Max Dowman. Who else is available? Trossard. He doesn't really play on the right. It's got to be Saka. So Saka's got to play. Arteta said he's not injured. So Saka, Gyökeres, Martinelli, Eze, Zubimendi, Rice, and then the back five. That team is good enough to go to Newcastle and get 3 points. And if we do, that's going to be a statement victory. And that could be the pedestal and the step to take us 2 leaps forward. You know, that could be the spring that mounts us right up into the sky and kickstart our season. So look, that's the lineup for me. I think a lot of fans will go for a similar lineup. Anyone who's going to go with that same midfield like we did against City, I don't know. I'd like to hear why that is, why you want to play that midfield. What's your thoughts on it? But other than that, the prediction for me, I always go for a similar prediction against Newcastle away, 1-0 to Arsenal. I can't have us predicting a draw or a loss when we're going for the title. And if we get to be 8 points behind Liverpool come Sunday evening, 7 o'clock, honestly, that Monday morning is gonna be as bad as a Monday you've ever had. I don't think you're gonna want to get out of bed. It's gonna be awful. Now, come on, let's not ruin another Sunday. These 4:30 kickoffs, we've had a couple. We've beat United away. We've drawn against City. Now, this one is one of the hardest ones as well. Well, you know, Liverpool as well. You know, these are tough games that we're getting away. You know, ticking week in, week out. We can get 3 points. All of a sudden, the pressure a little bit has dropped off because we've been to St James Park, we've been to Anfield, we've been to Old Trafford, which is our bogey ground, and we've played City at home. They're 4 games which are as hard as it gets. I don't care that City's not the same team. It's still Man City. So yeah, I'm going to go for a 1-0. Let me know what you think and I'll catch you in a bit.